opening the door. Then, for most of the drive, he was silent. I stared at his neck, his hairline. I was looking for Romania on him, and for traces of you. Now and then he'd glance at me in the mirror and say, "Sorry about your mother." His Italian pronunciation was clear. It was his look while he spoke it that was foreign. His expression was one of mourning, as though with this drive from the airport, your funeral had begun. Christian had been your driver for many years. Every time you landed in Bucharest, he was there at the airport. He waited for you just outside the barrier and took your bags. Every time he had you sit in the back, he found something good on the radio for you, and without your saying a word, he took you to your firm. At night, he came and picked you up and drove you home. It was the same car as now, your name printed on the side, along with your partner's. You'd sit where I'm sitting now, see what I see now, the city suddenly coming to an end, and us out in the open now, in an unchanging landscape going on for kilometers. Christian couldn't be over 30, but he looked much older. Gray hair over his ears, small eyes that seemed like candies in paper wrappers, wrinkles radiating from the edges. He drove gripping the wheel, as if he could strong-arm this awful road into submission. He was being deferential. I might be young, but I was still your son. With each pothole, he'd look at me in the rear view and say, "Sorry," like it was his fault I had to witness all this disorder. As a result, we went slowly, Christian making small slalom turns, avoiding potholes, and me gripping onto the front seat, laughing, though I couldn't say why. Now and then we passed a horse and cart. Christian would point and raise his eyebrows in a mixture of pride and shame. The countryside was blocked out by a row of sheet metal warehouses packed together, each with a name at the top like a flag, names that were Italian, French, German, Danish, American. I didn't find yours in that cordon of boxes running on for kilometers, like a wall of cement and tin. Then I went ahead and leaned back, and Christian turned on the radio, keeping an eye on me in the mirror. I raised the lid on the ashtray, a graveyard of smashed butts inside. Your cigarettes. I dropped the lid back down. After a while, Christian said, "We're almost there." But I didn't know where there was. I'd only gotten a telegram from your partner, from that partner printed next to you on the side of the car. The telegram only included the date of the funeral and a number I'd called about my arrival time at Otopeni Airport. A girl on the other end had told me someone would come pick me up and take me to my destination. She also said, "I'm sorry, Lorenzo." She said my name like she'd known me a long time. We left the main road and turned onto a dirt road that cut the countryside in two. Christian turned off the radio. In the distance, a blue building stood in the middle of nowhere, almost like a tin hunting lodge. 2 flags hung from the roof above the entry, the larger the Italian flag, the smaller one waving beside it the Juventus banner. Christian looked back at me and said, "Here we are," then turned to face forward again. He slowed the car, honked twice, and the gate opened. "Here we are," I repeated, and we drove through, the 2 wings of the gate slowly shutting behind us. And so I finally saw him again, after all these years. While Christian maneuvered around the large SUVs left in the yard, I saw him break away from a small group of workers and come toward us. Christian stopped the car, turned off the engine, and once again he said, "Welcome to Romania," with a half smile. As though Romania wasn't what I'd seen as the airplane descended. It was this cluster of men outside a blue building. Your partner, at a distance, was already holding his hand out and breaking into a wide grin. "Welcome to Romania," he said to me as well. Then he introduced himself with his last name, shaking my hand and laying his other on top for emphasis. "Anselmi," he told me, like we'd never met before. We bounced a little, pumping hands, staring each other in the eye like 2 heads of state who didn't speak the same language. "So you're finally seeing the play."